seems like a different kind of quarterback than you guys have faced over the last couple of years.
Right. Well, being a dual-threat quarterback like himself, that's just another person that we have to account for on the field. So especially as an outside linebacker core and as a defense, we have to be disciplined on our assignments so that he can't make those big plays, whether it be on like the zone read, scrambling on a pass play. We just have to be disciplined.
Does that put extra stress on you at your position, outside linebacker, just to, because obviously he's going to have a couple of different options that he can do depending on the play that they call, but does that kind of put extra weight on your shoulders when you go out and play this game?
I think it just, I think we just have to respect it a little bit more, respect the fact that he can't make those big plays out in the open space. So, like I said, we just have to be disciplined as a core. We don't have to, we can't let it get into our heads that he can run the ball. So we just have to do our job and just play football.
When it comes to this, you have going back on the assignments, you have that speed option they have with Curtis Samuel. What have you seen out of those? The skill positions there with Mike Weber and Curtis Samuel, and what's your assignment then when it comes to like defending like an option or a read option on that?
Well, something that they bring to the table is that they're really good in the open field. They have those really quick and fast skill players. So that's something that we have to respect, but we can't fear it. So we just have to, as an outside linebacker group, inside safeties, whoever it is that's assigned to, whether it be the quarterback or the pitch player, we just have to make sure that we're disciplined in our assignment, and we just got to make, if we're going to make a mistake, make it 100%, but you just can't play too timid out there. You just got to go out and play football.
And how was it almost 2 weeks now, 2 weeks ago, how the experience in the big house, how was the experience for you? 7 tackles, sack. Just what did you learn from that game?
I think what really helped me is the fact that I had been in the position before where I'd been in a big time game. Coach Tigasar, he likes to rotate his outside linebackers, so it wasn't like it was the first time I had played in a big game. So I think that's something that really helped me. And after that first series of the game, it felt like I got into the flow of things, and at that point I was just flying around having fun with everyone else out there.
Do you remember anything from in terms of 2010 or knowing the history with some of the big wins? Has some of that history kind of come back this week, where especially in 2010 with the kickoff return beating #1 Ohio State? What's the atmosphere been with that, knowing in the history of the rivalry?
I think everyone knows that this is going to be a big game. For us, we've stressed that it's a faceless opponent, and that this week is the most important week because it's the next game. So every single week, no matter who it is, we have to bring extreme focus and extreme detail to practice, to meetings, whatever it is. And no matter who we're playing, we just have to give it all that we got.
How would you describe Ohio State's offensive scheme? Because obviously Michigan was kind of like that Big Ten smash mouth, similar offense to, I think, what this program runs a little bit, but Ohio State seems to be a little bit different. I guess, how would you describe it? Do you think it's much different than what you guys saw against Michigan?
I think what's different that they bring to the table is that they can run tempo throughout the game. Michigan obviously was not a no-huddle team. Ohio State is, and I think that's something where we have to have, as a defense, we have to know our assignment. We have to have great communication between us and the other players on the field. And especially with the stadium being loud, we're going to have to be loud ourselves, and we're going to have to know our assignment. So I think with them being able to run that tempo, that's something that we're going to have to try to slow down.
How does crowd noise affect you guys out on the field? Obviously, it's a good thing, for this team if there's a lot of energy in the stadium that maybe effective in what the offense is trying to do. But does it affect your guys' communication much, or do you have ways that you can kind of still communicate even if it's going to be pretty loud on, say, like third down or anything like that?
I mean, we have hand signals created so that just in case we can't hear that, we can visualize it. But as a defense, the thing that we need to know is not just what I'm doing, but what everyone else is doing as a defense. So whether they're motioning back and forth, and we just have to kind of know our assignments when they shift from different formation to different formation. But as long as we stay mentally sharp, I think that with the crowd noise, that will be perfectly fine.
When it comes to having the two different, the field side and the boundary, how have you and Zach both approached? I know Zach on the depth chart now is on both, can play both sides. Just what are some of the responsibilities that have changed, and how do you guys interchange between those two?
Well, I think Zach he's definitely probably one of the better athletes at the outside backer core. So if it happens to be me and him in the game, then I'll be at the boundary side, he'll be at the field side, and with me and TJ, obviously I'm at the field, he's at the boundary. But I think Coach Sibisar always stresses major in one position, minor in the other. You got to know both spots because you never know what can happen. Just like Vince going down, you obviously can't predict that, but you need to know every spot so that it's not a surprise when you are playing in that position. So he stresses that, and I think it makes us better as players knowing both spots.
And how's Vince this week helped out, and even before during the Michigan game, how's he helped out with you guys this week preparing for Ohio State?
Well, he's Vince. He's a very vocal player on and off the field. So even when he's not playing or practicing, he's still trying to coach us up, and he's still the same old Vince. He hasn't missed a beat, so it's definitely fun.
Is he still out of practice, like watching you guys out there? Or?
Yeah, he's there for every drill. He's there for the team stuff if he's not rehabbing. So it's still fun having Vince out there.